Good evening, Internet. Shroom here, playing some more Standard. Tonight I'm running back a concept I tried a couple of weeks ago with like a Grave Pact-ish brew, and I think this is a much better build, and that the concept itself is sound in a format that may be very creature-centric. Let's take a look at Orzhov Supervoid Control. Okay, so we are an Orzhov sacrifice deck, but whereas most decks built around that strategy are aggressive, we're much more of a controlling deck because we're trying to leverage Sothera the Supervoid. This is a 4-mana legendary enchantment. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent chooses a creature they control and exiles it. At the beginning of your end step, if player controls no creatures, sacrifice Sothera, then put a creature card exiled with it onto the battlefield under your control with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it. So this is Grave Pact, essentially, but like a modern version of it. Whenever one of our creatures dies, an opponent has to sacrifice a creature. The creature they sacrifice is exiled, and then if neither side controls any creatures on the end of our end step, this goes away, but we get to take control of one of their exiled creatures and put 2 +1/+1 counters on this. So since we're a deck that can control when our own creatures die very freely and cheaply, that means if we have a Sothera, we can control when our opponent's creatures die as well, meaning that we can kind of prison our opponents out of ever having meaningful creatures on the board. And that's kind of what we're trying to do with this brew. So we are an Orzhov sacrifice deck, meaning that we need sack fodder and outlets. So what's our sack fodder? Well, we're running the Bloodghast, because I do like to run these guys in black decks. We've got a couple of Infestation Sages as well, starting at 1 mana, just little 1/1s that replace themselves when they die. We're running the Carrot Cakes because we are, playing white, so these are great. They provide tokens, life, and a little bit of scrying. Voice of Victory is actually kind of gross in this deck. Providing those 2 tokens is just extra fodder for us. Actually, if there's a Sothera on the battlefield, an attack with Voice of Victory just means that our opponent's gonna lose 2 creatures because of the synergy with Mobilize and Sothera. The Mobilize tokens will die at the end of the turn, meaning that the opponent is gonna have to sacrifice 1 creature for each of those mobilized tokens that goes away. Minimum of 2 creatures if they want to block our Voice of Victory and kill it. That might be 3 creatures that they end up losing, which will lead to some one-sided board wipes. Additional sack fodder we have is in the form of Toils of War. So this is a new card that we're trying. This is from Avatar. It's a 2-mana enchantment. When this enchantment enters, create a clue, and whenever we sacrifice a permanent during our turn, we create a 1/1 white ally creature token. This only triggers once a turn. So this lets us generate tokens for free, sack fodder for free as we sack our tokens. Another piece of tech from Avatar that we're trying is Joo Dee, one of many. It's 2 mana for a 2/2. For 1 black, you can tap it, surveil 1, create a token that's a copy of this creature, then sacrifice an artifact or creature, activate only on a sorcery. So Joo Dee is an enabler and a payoff all in one. It's a sack outlet and sack fodder itself. So for 1 mana, this just by itself enables a trigger off our Sothera. So as long as we have this on the board, we can just make an opponent sacrifice at least 1 creature every turn for 1 mana. And then of course we have our sack outlets, because we need to sack our tokens to trigger the Sothera Supervoid, and we're doing that of course with the Obercaller Zealots. We're doing it with a 3 of Corrupted Conviction. Lets us sack a creature to draw 2 cards. We're using 2 Eaten Alive that lets us sack a creature to exile a creature or planeswalker at sorcery speed for only 1 mana. We also have Tyrion's Journal, which lets us sack our stuff to draw cards. We've got the Zealots. We've got Bartolomé, who can just for free sack creatures to put +1/+1 counters on himself, which is kind of a win con. He can theoretically get extremely, extremely large. We also have a Ruthless Lawbringer that we can sacrifice another creature when it enters to destroy target non-land permanents. And then we're just trying to stay alive until we can sort of assemble this lock. So we've just got some interaction. We've got the Eaten Alive to deal with creatures. We've got, now our opponent, if the Sothera vanishes on our end step, our opponent may try to, they may try to play around the Sothera, basically. If there's one on the battlefield that hasn't gone away, they might just hold creatures in their hand, hoping the Sothera will go away on our turn, and just not play creatures, just sort of wait on this card. So we are running some discard, to sort of punish that strategy. We got a couple of Soul Searches and 1 of Binding Negotiation that can make our opponent discard anything, including creatures that they're trying to hold in their hand in order to play around the Supervoid. And then we got a 1 of Sephiroth. We are a sacrifice deck, and this card is just so good in those kinds of decks to make us to gain and drain our opponent every time our creatures die. It also just sacks something when it enters the battlefield, which is great. And then, yeah, our general utility is, as we said, the discard. We've got a one of Strategic Betrayal for a little graveyard hate and removal, because we need to survive in order to get down our Super Void. We've got a one of Enduring Innocence, which just lets us draw extra cards because we are generating a lot of really small creatures in this deck. So that is basically the plan. Our success, like, we have a much more solid plan than the Grixis build, because like our deck is just fundamentally more sound. You know, this style of Orzhov deck just works really well in Standard, as has been shown by its success. But where we really go over the top is with the Super Void, and how we do is really going to depend on how well we're able to leverage this card. There's going to be a lot of difficult sequencing that will come up, but it should make for some interesting matches. So total of 24 lands. We do have the 4 of Fountainports because we really need this card. We need the value of being able to create and sacrifice tokens from our mana base. We've got a 1 of Restless Fortress. We got a couple of Midgar City of Makos that, from our mana base, gets us an option to sacrifice our creatures. The sideboard contains some more discard that we can tailor to the matchup we're in, like a Duress for controlling matchups, a Poison the Waters for creature-heavy matchups. I run this card in lieu of Intimidation Tactics, just because I also love the sweeper mode on this. A couple of exercises are good against artifacts, enchantments, really big stuff. We got Long Goodbye number 2. There is one in the main board, because there are aggro decks. They're new green decks with the new Badger Mole Cub are going to be ridiculous. I think we should be good against them if we can survive to leverage our Super Void, but to do that we need cheap removal. So we've got the 2 Long Goodbyes. We got a couple of Stabs additionally in the sideboard, because I think we're just at the point where we need 1 mana instant speed black removal. We have some sweepers, Day of the Black Sun, Day of Judgment, and 1 split up our sweepers we can use. Note that when we sweep the board, it doesn't trigger the Sothera because everything dies at the same time. Sothera needs our creatures to die before our opponent's creatures die to trigger. So sweepers do not trigger our Sothera, but sometimes they're just necessary to survive to a state where we can leverage this more effectively. We've got another Strategic Betrayal for more graveyard hate, as well as a Soul Guide Lantern, and we got a couple of Torpor Orbs for those ETB decks, of which I predict there will be a lot in the new format. So that is this build of Orzhov Super Void Control, and it's very interesting deck. It's been really fun in really grindy, long matchups in testing. So let's see if we can get some wins in Diamond tier on the ladder now. And if you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. D, the Crafty, is our first opponent. With our Orzhov Super Void Control deck, which is a much, much better build than Grixis, I think. And this hand looks fine. I like the fact that we have removal for a creature. We don't have any tokens as of yet, but we'll find them. I'm going to keep this. Alright, more Super Voids. We can bin land number 5, I think. Land go? Okay. Seem like they might be some kind of like pixie deck or something. They're waiting for us to play creatures that they can Momentum Breaker and then flash it back. We'll just play Toils of War. We do get a clue off this. Cathar Commando. Okay. Alright, there goes the Toils of War. So be it. Obsessive Pursuit. With enchantment interest, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and create a clue. Whenever you attack, put X plus multiple encounters on target attacking creature, where X is the number of permanents you've sacrificed this turn. If X is 3 or greater, this seems just so immensely slow. I guess giving your clues every turn isn't terrible. Still, I think we'll just play. We need some fodder. I think we'll just play Tarian's Journal. We'll continue setting up. Okay, they're a Phoenix Fleet airship deck. Alright, let's play our Vav and our Umbral Collar. Why 3 shadowy backstreets over 3 potentially untapped lands? Oh. Well, Shadowy Backstreet is synergistic with Bloodghast because it can let you discard a Bloodghast. So they're going to the end my Voice of Victory. So I do like that. I kind of forgot that that Godless Shrine is in Standard. I've been playing so much like Azorius and Selesnya these days. But I do like, so you certainly could swap out the Shadowy Backstreets. You probably should swap out some Shadowy Backstreets for Godless Shrine. Yeah, well, nothing much happening here, so... But I think it does, in some world, makes sense to play Shadowy Backstreet over Godless Shrine. As long as you control, at the end of your end step, if you sacrificed a permanent. Okay, so while we're just like looking for a sack outlet, for sack fodder rather, they're enabling their plan. They don't have anything to crew those airships with, though. Let's draw a card. I don't want to sack my Umbral Collar Zealot to draw 2. Alright, we'll attack for 3. Thought sees you. More the ends, corrupted convictions. Yeah, I guess I'll take the end. Eaten alive. I don't think we really need that. Exile target non-land or permanent controls. Okay. Exile my Zealot. Well, I guess we'll sack it now. Draw 2 cards. Okay, we finally got some fodder. So, let's play a Carrot Cake. We're good on lands. Let's sack this bunny. Draw a card. Terminus. Okay, we'll play the Terminus. And we'll play Joo Dee. Okay. Opponent's plan is very good against what we're doing, actually, because they're very light on creatures. So we'll see if we have how much board we have against this, because they're almost getting to the point where they're going to activate these things. Alright, let's make a bunny. Sephiroth. Alright. So... let's sack our bunny. Draw Sephiroth. I think I need to attack for 2 this turn. So let's make you sack your token. Oh, I should have played Sephiroth first. I'm dumb. I guess this leaves us mana for stuff. Corrupted Conviction, sure. Alright, I missed out on a point of damage by not playing Sephiroth first. The opponent should be at 5. Let's see if that matters. They should be at 4. Opponent has seen our Supervoid, so another white Arcite. Gonna exile Sephiroth. Okay. More Toils of War. Gonna make them more tokens. Like they could be crewing their airships with their tokens too, so. Alright, so we found an opponent even more dirtily than us, but dirtily in the right way to get around what we're doing. So we want Exercise, I think we want Duress. I think that's probably it, right? So what do we not need? Eaten Alive is bad. Like this, our creature spot removal is not very good. Yeah, I don't like Eaten Alive. Actually, our Supervoids really don't do much in this matchup, come to think of it. I guess we'll leave in a couple. Just because we don't have anything better to bring in. Leave in a couple of Supervoids. I don't know what else. Maybe we bring in Elspeth Stormslayer, because this is a slower matchup. I forgot to mention we have this in our sideboard, so... just for longer matchups, like against Control, and against dirty decks like our opponents, so... that seems like a good option to bring in. Let's try this. We don't have any sideboard cards, but we have kind of an aggressive draw. I think we'll keep. Against opponent's slowish deck, maybe we can just beat down. Binding Negotiation, that's a good one. But I think I'll just play my Zealot. Terminus, Phenomena Recorder. Remove a film counter from this copy target activated or triggered ability you choose. Sure. Alright, let's attack. And I think we will Binding Negotiate. Take Toils of War. Obsessive Pursuits. Alright, we don't... so they can just play this Cathar Commando if we attack. I think that's okay. Yep. They have to trade. That's fine. Could have played the Supervoid there first so that we would have got the Cathar Commando back. I should have played Fountainport. Okay, we'll just Joo Dee. Alright, opponent's cracking clues. That's good for us. Still cracking clues. Alright, Duress is very good for us as well. What's up, Maven? How's it going? Duress, yeah, we'll take the white Arasite. Play a Fountainport. How you doing today? Grab Clue. Double crack a Clue. Alright, let's make a fish. Exercise. I think we'll exercise this thing to stop giving them clues, or this thing. The thing that gives them clues also pings them for 1 every turn. This thing also just, like, if they want to just tap out to draw 2 cards, probably okay with that, right? I don't know. Maybe I do this. I have the exercise. Might be a mistake. When it's at 3. Deadly cover up. Alright. So we will sack our fish and draw a card. So they see how terrible our hand is. We get back a bug. Draw planes. Alright. They're at 1. They're taking 1 from this next turn. We've got a 1/1. We can create another 1/1. Alright, we got him. Not exactly plan A or B there. Alright, the Cathar Commandos are a little annoying. So maybe we want to bring in something to kill them at instant speed. Like a stab or 2. I think that's better than long goodbye. And I just don't think Strategic Betrayal does anything. Anything else we need? No, I think this is what we're working with. Alright, exercise is good. Binding negotiation is good. We'll keep. Even got a Bloodghast. Opponent has a carrot cake. Okay, I think we will Thoughtseize here. Sephiroth, nowhere to run, Obsessive Pursuit. Well, we'll take Sephiroth, probably. There's the Obsessive Pursuit. Alright, I think we'll just exercise the Obsessive Pursuit. So we've really disrupted what our opponent's doing. Here comes the bunnies. We also have bunnies. Let's play this carrot cake. Way to tap my mana. Yeah, we do want land number 4. It's a lot of carrot cake. Alright, we will Conviction our bunny. Draw 2 lands, that's good. Alright. Swamp. Toils of War. Umbral Collar Zealot. Midgar can sack one of their bunnies to draw 2. Strategic Betrayal, okay. Well, I'm glad they did that before we played our Bloodghast. Voice of Victory, that's a good one. Alright, let's... Bloodghast. Voice of Victory. Opponent has the end for our Voice of Victory. Can't block. Enduring Innocence. I don't have double white? Okay. Let's first attack with our Bloodghast. Opponent blocks. Okay. Sure. We'll sack it and draw 2. Let's draw a white source. No. Terminus. Back our Bloodghast. Umbral Collar Zealot. Another removal spell. Worthy cost. Okay. Let's sack our Bloodghast. Surveil. Shadowy Backstreet. We don't really need that, I don't think. Okay. Corrupted Conviction on their bunny to draw 2 cards. Oh my gosh. Is this the dirtiest match of Magic ever, or what? Cathar Commando. Blows up our toils. Okay. Let's draw a card. More carrot cakes. Oh, jeez. Okay. Still no, second white source, however. We could create a treasure token. Yeah, let's make a treasure. I guess I didn't have to do that at instant speed. And we'll play a Zealot. We'll pass. There's no reason for us to do that at instant speed. I thought maybe I would play the Enduring Innocence, but I did not. Opponent makes Bunny and Scries to the bottom. Worthy cost. Okay. Gonna start demolishing my Fountainports. They're fresh out of carrot cake, it looks like. Alright, we will get a white source, which we were desperately lacking for a while there. This actually means that we can, like, crack our carrot cake. We get back our gas also. But I think I want to wait till I have this Enduring Innocence down. Okay, let's play Enduring Innocence. Let's play... It doesn't want us to tap these guys for mana. Let's do this and draw a card. Sephiroth. I like Sephiroth. Let's attack. Alright, Bloodghast gone for now. We'll play a Zealot. Pass. Alright, opponent's at 27, but we are definitely ahead on the board. Alright, sack their last bunny for 2 cards. He's the bunny killer, indeed. They have sacrificed many a rabbit in this game. Alright, let's do this and draw a card. We're good on land, thank you. Joo Dee. Okay. So, let's play Sephiroth. Sack this bunny. Draw a card, drain you. So, they absolutely could have a Cathar Commando. Let's get back our Bloodghast. I think we're just swinging though. Creatures dying is good for us. Alright, they go for our second to last Fountainport. They're untapping our lands for us. We'll get another Plains. Attack off so. Pass the turn. Opponent has kind of whiffed. I mean, they've drawn a lot of removal, but none of their, like, synergy pieces, and we overcome them. GG's. Tricanis, the Brilliant, is our next opponent. With Orzhov, Supervoid control will be on the play. And I like this hand. We will keep. Yeah, land number 3 sounds great. Alright. Let's just go for Vav. This card is so good. I was watching LSV, and this card is part of like well, it won like a modern regional championship. Someone was playing this card in their deck. It's also part of like the Vintage Cube now. So I think we just want to kill Servandum before he does anything. Bloodghast, oh, into the yard, perfect. So we'll long goodbye, Vondum. Get in for 3 damage. Yeah, it's just a solid 2-drop, man. 1-3, it does the grand, abolisher thing, which is huge. You think it's a little too strong? I don't know. I don't think it's as strong as the Badger Mole Cub. Same power level as Ledger Shredder. Alright, we get back our Bloodghast. Do we want another Zealot? I think we want another Zealot. I think it's very good, but I don't think it's broken. Is it the same power level as Ledger Shredder? It's much more disruptive than Ledger Shredder, that's for sure. It's not as aggro as Ledger Shredder. Alright, so they're gonna get to draw a card, right? Alright, so let's just... Oh, I'm so dumb. What you're supposed to do is sack your Bloodghast, then make your land drop, and get the Bloodghast right back. But instead, because I played my land hastily, I think I will just sack my bunny token. Wait, how do you cast the spell? Sacrifice a creature. Target. You. Auto pay. Sack my bunny. Servandum exiled. Attack for 5. Play another Zealot. We're top decking, but we do get a Scry. One has 4 cards in hand. Fire Lord Zuko. Firebending X, where X is his power. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, whenever a permanent you control enters from exile, put a +1 on each creature you control. Okay. So they're one of those exile decks. Let's find a Supervoid. Infestation Sage. Not good enough, really. Restless Fortress. This guy's a 2/4. We could suicide one of our zealots and get in for 5-6 damage. I think it's worth it. We'll see if we die to this thing's firebending attack. We can make a bunny for a chump block if needed. Sure, eat one of our zealots. We hit you for 6. Play our land. The Badger actually is truly broken as far as 2-drops go. I guess Wizards is okay with games ending on turn 3. And they're okay with 6 mana on turn 3 also. In Standard. What do we want to do here? Make another fish? Sure. Bart. Alright, let's play Bart. Who we can grow very large. No good attack, really. I suppose I could have attacked Bart into their board. More Servandum. Devastating Onslaught. Create 1 token that... Okay, they're creating a copy of Hylia. So they're going to draw, like, a couple cards here. Okay. I think at this point we will sack to draw a card because we need something here. The Supervoid would be a freaking fantastic. Voice of Victory. Fountainport. Okay, let's play Fountainport. Or Voice of Victory. I think I'm still staying back, right? When it dies, if Worst put it to exile while its power is 4 or greater, destroy it to one target non-land permanent. Yeah, I think we pass. We want to wait till we have these mobilized tokens to sacrifice. Another Fire Lord Zuko. Demo Field, my Restless Fortress. Okay, let's add a black, I guess. If I could find a Supervoid, we would so go off. Attacking with a 4/4 Vondum. Alright, I think I'll just block. It has Vigilance. Sure, let's double block like this. Let's make a fish. Sack Bloodghast. Sack fish. Sure. Use some stuff here. Okay, they take out Voice of Victory. Alright. Carrot Cake. Make a bunny. We're good on land, deck. They also have a Restless Fortress. Attacking with just the Restless Fortress. Ruthless Lawbringer. It's not terrible. It does let us kill the Fire Lord. Alright, sure. So, if their last spell is a removal spell, we get a little blown out, but that's okay. Alright. Oh, they don't even kill our Zealot? Okay. So let's do this. kill your Lord Zuko. And I don't think I want to attack. We'll pass. Lord Zuko number 3. Exalted Sunborn. Alright, make a fish. Can we draw a Supervoid, please? Eaten alive. Alright, well... we're gonna sack a creature. This guy's gonna put counters on all their stuff. So we gotta kill it. Exile Zuko. My go. Opponent's getting impatient with me. There's the Sunborn. They gain a life. They've got a 4/5 flyer. Okay, their last card is a land. Make a fish. Let's find a Supervoid, maybe? Okay, Supervoid. There we go. Okay. Now, if we untap with this, we should win. Attack with the Ruthless Lawgiver. You want to block? No, they don't. Okay. Yeah, we take 4. Terminus. Alright, let's make a fish. Play the Terminus. Pass. I should have attacked there. That was silly. I should have attacked. I don't imagine they would sacrifice their Exalted Sunborn. Okay, see, this is a... they're gonna draw a card because of how the triggers work in Arena. Midgar? Yeah, Midgar's pretty good. Alright, make a fish. Sack it, draw 2 cards. You can sack Hylia. Attack. Play this land. We'll get back our Bloodghast. And we'll get probably Exalted Sunborn. 6/7 flying lifelink. If one or more tokens would be created, twice that many are created. Seems good. Anti-causal vestige. Another Exalted Sunborn. They're gonna airbend their anti-causal vestige. Which they can now play again for 2 mana on a later turn. Okay. We're good. So I think we'll Strategic Betrayal you. We'll play an Enduring Innocence. Let's attack. Down to 3. Pass. Split up on tapped creatures. Okay. So let's sack our Bloodghast. Soul Search. Those cards are both in exile, so that's not going to do anything. We don't need land. Bloodghast we can put in the graveyard. There goes our Zealot. Oh, I could have made 2 tokens in response to that. I'm so dumb. Why am I so bad? This deck is too complicated for me. I could have made, in response to that split up, I could have tapped my Fountainport to get an additional token there. Okay. So, we're probably good. Sephiroth. Sack a fish. Continue. Draw a card. Let's make a fish. Draw a card. Sack it. Continue. Draw a card. And now we just attack and we win. Because of Sephiroth, right? Yep. If the Enduring Innocence dies, they die. If they let it through, they die. Okay. We made that way harder than it needed to be. So, I think we want Torpor Orbs for sure. Our Supervoid plan is going to be great. We just need to draw it in a timely fashion. I think we want Elspeth as well, because this is going to be a long game. I like Eaten Alive. Okay, I think I like Long Goodbye as well. Against Hylia and, what's-his-face? No, actually, it only hits Hylia. I think this is fine as far as what to board in. We'll cut, maybe a Corrupted Conviction. And maybe, Carrot Cake. Maybe Joo Dee. Let's try this. I thought about having a Lily Dreadhorde General in the sideboard. It's kind of expensive, though. 6 mana is a lot. And Elspeth kind of just wins the game just as well, I think, and is cheaper. This hand looks great. Alright, we can play a 1-drop. Liliana definitely is a good card for this deck, though. Alright, attack with our Sage. And I think we'll just Thoughtseize here. Crystal Barricade. Bondum. Well, I guess we'll take the Crystal Barricade. Enduring Innocence. Alright, let's play Enduring Innocence. Destroy target attacking creature and airbend target creature you control. Okay. So, let's play Voice of Victory. Draw a card. Play a Zealot. Do we want to attack? Yeah, we'll attack with Enduring Innocence. There's a Crystal Barricade. Getaway Glamour. What are they doing? Exile target took... What? Return to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step? Okay, I see what they're doing. They're just powering up their Servandum so that it can block the Voice of Victory. Okay. Well, let's sack our Infestation Sage and see what we draw. Okay. I think we'll just play a Surveil Land. Elspeth sounds great. Play another Infestation Sage. And we'll pass. We don't have a good attack here. I can Ruthless Lawbringer next turn, Crystal Barricade. Prevent all non-combat damage that will be dealt to you and other creatures you control. Sure. They're gonna airbend their Crystal Barricade. Again. So we could team up on Servandum here to kill it. I think we'll just take 4 though, because we're gonna Ruthless Lawbringer it. This way we lose less creatures. Elspeth. Okay. I could just Elspeth. That would be 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, that's lethal, I think. Right? No, it's not. 3... It's not lethal. Yet. So I think what we'll do is... we want to get rid of Servandum. Let's sack the Infestation Sage. Draw a card. Servandum kills Voice of Victory, sure. Okay. And I think Elspeth is lethal next turn. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. Assuming they don't have an answer to anything. Trumpeting Carnosaur? Okay. Alright. Well, it takes their whole turn. Alright. We'll just play Elspeth. We'll make some tokens. Draw a card. Attack. Yeah, it was not quite lethal last turn, or the turn before. Crystal Barricade, Alright, so let's just make everything fly. Getaway Glamour on our 3-2. And that's GG. Okay, I mean, we did Supervoid things in one of those games, so that was cool. Pookie Muffins, the Mighty, will be on the play. Yeah, this hand looks fine, sure. Yeah, the last 2 weeks the games have been rather quick. Alright, I'll just play my Bloodghast since we don't have it in the in the yard. Alright, we'll play a land and play a zealot, I guess. Pass. Lumbering World Wagon. That's kind of fine. Soul Search. Alright, let's Thoughtseize you. Railway Brawler. Encroaching Dragonstorm, Breaching Dragonstorm. Sire of 7 Deaths. So they can cast either of these 5-drops, or they can just Encroaching Dragonstorm. The Supervoid will handle those guys pretty well. I'm really scared of the Breaching Dragonstorm, but I think we just take this dragon because it bounces back all their Dragonstorms. And we'll make our land drop. Yeah, the Supervoid is good against big creatures, that's for sure. There's a Railway Brawler. King Crew. But this is like, this card could just go combo off and like win the game. We'll see. Tick 6. So we could just Strategic Betrayal. I do kind of like the idea of getting a Brawler. 1, 2, 3. They don't have the mana for Sire yet, unless they have an untapped land. Can we do everything? We have access to 5 mana. Okay. So we'll attack, I guess. Play the Supervoid. We'll sack our Bloodghast. Exile your Brawler. We're good on land. Our Bloodghast is going to be hasty now. So I think we will play this land to get it back though, just because we don't want to miss our land drop for turn. And we'll get a 7/7. Reach Trample. Whenever another creature enters, we put that many +1/+1 counters on it. Alright, here's the Dragonstorm. Let's see how bad it is. Yeah, that was a nice swing from the Void, for sure. That's what it can do. Like, mid-range decks, it can absolutely wreck. Alright, there's the Moonbind Regent. Bouncing back their thing. Gonna crew the World Wagon. So, do we block the World Wagon? I think we kind of have to. Okay. We do have a Strategic Betrayal, but we know they have this Sire of 7 Deaths that they can actually cast as well. So, I think first things first, We attack for 5. Let's play Tarian's Journal. Sack our Bloodghast. Another Umbral Caller Zealots. Could you not have killed with Rhino? Oh. Could I have? Yeah, I guess I could have. You're right. I guess I could have. That was a huge mistake. Oops. Yeah, they weren't even showing like mana for like Flood Maw or anything. Yeah, that was a mistake. Okay. This thing has lifelink is a problem. Yeah, this isn't getting any better, so I think we have to do this now. Rip. Yeah, indeed. I also didn't make my land drop there, so... kind of throwing here. Oh, there's the Sire. Another Supervoid would be good. Get back to Bloodghast. Midgar. Alright, let's sack our Bloodghast, draw 2. Alright, sack our Bloodghast, draw 2. Okay, we're shame scooping this one. Because we could have killed them last turn. Now they get to attack, gain a bunch of life, and I don't think we can come back from that. We could with the Void, but let's just play a new game, huh? We'll pretend like we couldn't have won that last game. How about that? So against that Dragonstorm kind of stuff, poison the waters. Exercise, Duress, all of our discard's going to be good. Strategic Betrayal is going to be good. That's probably about it. Long Goodbye's not good. Maybe we'll cut one Eaten Alive. I think I like Eaten Alive better than Strategic Betrayal, actually. There's nothing else. I again could see Elspeth here, because it will be a longer match, probably. And we'll just trim some non-sideboard cards. Voice Victory's not particularly great here. Let's try this. Okay, let's see if we can't redeem our horrible, horrible punt from game 1. This is, you know, decent starting hand. We'll keep. Alright, let's go grab a swamp. And let's Thoughtseize you. Ugin, Scorching Shot, Sire, Encroaching Dragonstorm. If you take Encroaching Dragonstorm, they're really a very long way from doing anything. Supervoid. Alright. Let us deploy a bunny. Restless Fortress sounds good. Alright. Gloombind Regent to ramp. That makes me want to draw cards here. because Ugin would be pretty bad if they could resolve that. Alright, Terrine's Journal. And Terrine's Journal. Make a bunny. Scry. Duress. There we go. Sack the bunny. Draw Duress for next turn. That'll help a lot. And we just have to deal with this Sire, but we've got Supervoids. Let's kind of hope this doesn't do anything too crazy. Alright, it's just a 5-5. I mean, that's pretty good. We have no creatures to enable our Super Void. We'll take Ugin. I played the wrong land there. I could have made a token and sacked it, but I played my tap land instead. I'm a little pinched on colors. Eaten alive. Okay. Well, I guess we will. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, exile the top X. X is the number of creatures you control with power 4 or greater. Play those cards to your next end step. Alright. I guess we're eating alive this Dracosaur, because it draws them extra cards. Deaths. Midgar. Yeah, we're just like a turn too slow here. Too bad. Yeah, they got this dragon hit off their Dragonstorm, and we weren't able to disrupt it. Yeah, I think we're dead. We make this. We don't even have enough mana for the Super Void, so GG's. Alright. Let's get that out of the way. Total punts, game 1, but Magic is a hard game when you don't pay attention. Mana Banana the Ambitious is our next opponent. We'll be on the play. Alright, let's see if we can redeem last round. This hand looks good. We'll keep. Spump. Alright, some flavor of Dimir. That makes me want to Thoughtseize. Yep, it's Dimir. So, I guess Curiosity? Because that card you can never ever beat. Creature's also really annoying, but Curiosity, I just... It's probably not the correct take, actually. We have a long goodbye for Preacher. Yeah, I'm gonna take Curiosity. Sure. Bitter Triumph is definitely a possibility because we do have this Voice of Victory, which is good against them. But this is the card that is unbeatable, that if they ever get off one attack with it, we lose. Alright, I'm gonna play Toils of War. Get a clue. Infestation Sage, that's good. Yeah, we'll play Infestation Sage. Drowner. Alright, we'll kill the creature. Supervoid. So we'll Sephiroth here, I guess. Kill our Infestation Sage. Make some tokens, ping ya. Long goodbye, so they have another removal spell. We'll take that. So we could play Supervoid here. Yeah, I think I like Supervoid here. No attack. So you want to kill our stuff? Your stuff's gonna die. As your Beast Binder. Sure, we'll block. Alright, you may exile a creature. Eaten alive, that's a good one. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or greater. Alright, let's play our Infestation Sage. So we can Eaten Alive the Spyglass Siren. Then they have to... See, the thing that Eaten Alive actually isn't really good with the Supervoid. Because, like, we sack a creature... They can just, like, exile the creature that was targeted by Eaten Alive, so it, like, doesn't really do anything. I think I will just crack this clue, actually. Is what I want to do with my mana. Now, they could have a Kaido, which would be annoying. Alright, you can exile a creature. They exile their Spyglass Siren. Alright, let's draw a card. Soul Search. That's a good one. So is Corrupted Conviction. I think I want to Soul Search you. Double Bitter Triumph. Flood Pit's Drowner. I guess I'll take Flood Pit's Drowner. I could Corrupted Conviction to draw some cards. Possibly draw a land. Let's try that. Yeah, let's do that. You can exile a creature. I'll draw 2 cards. Not land, unfortunately. So I could Eaten Alive, and that means they have no creatures. I mean, that's not bad, right? They could top deck like a Kaido, and that would be really annoying if they got an attack through with Azure Beastbinder. Then again, I kind of like keeping this around because it like means they don't ever get creatures. I'm just gonna pass. They turn our 1/1 into a 2/2. So now I can't block them. Okay. Let's play a carrot cake. Ruthless Lawbringer. I don't think we need that. Let's play a Bloodghast. Feels really bad to actually pay mana for a Bloodghast, but sometimes you gotta do it. Pass. Here comes the Beastbinder. We'll block. They lose their last creature. They're gonna shoot the Sheriff, our Bloodghast. Okay. Attack. Back our Bloodghast. Play Joo Dee. Pass. We'll get back. I don't know. An Azure Beastbinder as a 3/5. Opponent shocks. Okay, they bitter triumph. Beastbinder. And Joo Dee. Sure. Alright, let's make a bunny. Corrupted Conviction is great. Let's attack. Now we can play Voice of Victory. Pass. Okay. Voided him. So Dimir, stab. Long goodbye. Duress. Poison the Waters actually is pretty good against them too. They've got a lot of 1 toughness stuff. That's probably it. So we'll cut 5 non-sideboard cards, which is, I'm doing this very sort of unscientifically here. Poison the Waters. Actually, I like Joo Dee against them. I don't like Strategic Betrayal. Do Corrupted Conviction. Yeah, let's try this. This hand's not terrible. We do have early plays and early removal and a Supervoid. I think we can keep. I probably should have brought in exercise, but we'll see if that matters. It's exercise isn't even really a really good answer to Enduring Curiosity. It's better than nothing. Supervoid is the best answer. They shock for a Beastbinder. Alright. Let's get a swamp. Stabby stab. I think we just gotta hold up long goodbye. Preacher. Okay, so they're not playing Kaido this turn. So I guess we'll just kill the Preacher. Alright, Shadowy Backstreet. Corrupted Conviction. So next turn we can play Infestation Sage and hold up Corrupted Conviction. Or Tarian's Journal. I think we do want Corrupted Conviction. Or do we? We probably just want land, actually. Alright, but the Corrupted Conviction could help us find land. I would really like to get, like, a Duress. Yeah, I'm gonna bin this. It's close, very close. This turn I have to kill the Azure Beastbinder. Kill the Beastbinder. What do you know? Enduring Curiosity. Alright, Infestation Sage. I think I got a Tarian's Journal here. Sack it, draw a card. Joo Dee. So they get to draw a card. Say what? Enduring Curiosity? Kaido?
Don't worry, Pom-Pom-chan. Just try to keep up.
We don't have an answer for Kaido. Play Infestation Sage. What do we do here? I guess we're just passing. Bitter Triumph. Sack it, draw 2. The problem is that we're now at the point where, like, they just have this card draw engine. So we need to actually kill something or else we're gonna lose. To these cards. Phantom Interference.
I've trained.
Oh, I guess we'll block the 5/6. Verge. Joo Dee, Toils of War. Sure, I guess we'll just sack this now to draw a card. We don't need to do that right now, I guess. But we could, so let's do it, sure. Why not? We get a 1/1 too. Sweet. Alright.
I just hate a fair fight.
So we have to block here. It's too bad. If they didn't have this creature land, which is a 6/6. Oh, because it's a ninja, of course. Sure. Actually, we can just keep this up. That's fine. We're a little too late. We had the Supervoid, but we couldn't quite deploy it. Opponent scoops. Jif the Brilliant will be our final opponent. We'll be on the play. And, yeah, the 10 looks fine. We'll keep. Alright, we'll just run out. Carrot Cake? Actually, let's Thoughtseize you. What's going on here? Okay, so is it... Oh, they're like a Firebending Initiate, it looks like. Wild Ride. So we'll take the Planisphere. There's a Drake Catcher. Okay. So let's play a Carrot Cake. Fountainport. We can bottom the second Fountainport. We'll just kill this Drake Catcher. Now they have no creatures. Alright, let's play an Infestation Sage. Opera Love Song. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play those till your next end step, okay? Secret Identity. Until end of turn, target creature you control becomes a citizen with base power 1/1 and gains hexproof. Or you can make something into a 3/3 flying vigilant for a turn for 1 mana. It's kind of interesting. Alright. Let's get a bunny. We'll bottom. So they're clearly like a Firebending Initiate deck. Alright, Carrot Cake. I guess we want like a long goodbye, basically. Make a bunny. If opponent will let us. Restless Fortress. You're gonna bottom that. I don't know. Getting to the point where we can like Supervoid and hold up mana to use our Fountainports is pretty good, actually. Astrologian's Planisphere. They play a Crossroad Village on green. Yeah, we'll just we'll get our bunny value now, I guess. We lose the Scry, but this is more mana efficient play. Alright. Let's attack with our stuff. Lightning strike one of our bunnies. Block another one. Oh, I could have sacked it with the Fountainport. That's okay. I'll make a bunny to block this token with, probably. Opt. More opting. Quantum Riddler draws 2 cards. Storm Chaser's down. Alright. Yep, are we dead? No, we're taking 12. And they can cast that again. They lose their Riddler. They can recast it though. Okay, we draw Supervoid. I didn't even use my Fountainport end of turn. That's how distracted I am. That's how bad of a Magic player I am. Riddler. Draw 2 cards. Block with the bunny. I could have blocked with my Infestation Sage. I could have blocked with my Infestation Sage, then I would have got a 1/1 back right now. Okay. Tarian's Journal. Sack Infestation Sage, draw a card. Exile a creature. Oh, this is dirty. Okay, there's the Riddler. Then we can sack our insect. Draw a card. Exile your 8/8. Bloodghast. We'll get a Quantum Riddler. Okay. Maybe we will salvage this yet. There's a Draycatcher. More Quantum Riddlers. Hey, what a card. Joo Dee. Okay. I think we'll attack with our Riddler. Because we do have to win the game. I think we'll play a Supervoid. So they can cast this Quantum Riddler, and they can give it. They can make it an 8, like a 7-power hasty attacker. It still doesn't kill me. I guess I don't want to lose my Supervoid right now. So I will just play Joo Dee. Pass the turn. Another Planisphere. We're gonna get back a Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike Joo Dee. Alright, sack a creature. They'll sack their 2/2. Yeah, is it still pretty good? I mean, pretty ridiculous. Someone should make a non-annoying blue deck. Nah, you can't do that. Okay, are we not attacking with our Quantum Riddler is a question. What are we gonna do? We might have to save it to block their Quantum Riddler. So, let's play a Bloodghast. And let's sack it and draw 2 cards. You can exile a creature. We didn't find a land. That's really terrible. Alright, let's play a Carrot Cake. Soul Search. Doesn't do anything. Sack it. Draw a creature. Draw a card. Sack your Drake. This is just lethal, right? 4, 5. It's not quite lethal. It's 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. It costs 5 though. Okay, they can't actually cast it. So yeah, I think we're gonna go all in on this Supervoid. Get rid of all their creatures. There's a land. Get back our Bloodghast. Get a Drake Catcher. It's a 3/5. Riddler. It is equipped. So we need an answer for it right now. Alright. Sack Bloodghast. Draw. Midgar. Land, get back Bloodghast. Sephiroth. Sack the Bloodghast, draw a card. Strategic Betrayal, there we go. Strategic Betrayal. Attack with our Draycatcher. Praise the sun for the strategic betrayal. Are you a Dark Souls person? And then I guess we'll play a Zealot. And we'll pass the turn. Alright, they fully level up the talents. Opt, making Otter. Scoop. Okay, we got him. They're very intense. So, is it prowess? Whatever. We want strategic betrayal. I think we're going to need long goodbyes, because they're going to have, like, the... Maybe they're not the firebending... They've got to have the firebending initiates. I think we need stabs to try to catch him off guard. And maybe we need a sweeper or two, like, split up. Something like this. The Supervoid Torpor Orb. It does shut down the Quantum Riddler. Yeah, I think that's good enough reason for the Torpor Orb. Okay, so let's cut 7 non-sideboard cards. 1. We want to keep our Voice of Victory. 3. Cut Joo Dee. Maybe we go down 1 Supervoid here, since we're going up cheap removal spells. Cut a Bloodghast. 1 more cut. Yeah, I guess we're shaving everything down to 2. Except for our Voice of Victory and our Supervoid. Let's play this. I like Strategic Betrayal. So let's keep. Supervoid is good against them, as we discovered. So they are plotting a slick shot. Okay. Well, we don't have instant speed removal for that, so that's a bummer. I guess we'll play this Zealot. Okay, just an Obliterating Bolt. That could have been a lot worse. Alright. So we'll just Strategic Betrayal. Draycatcher. We don't have any sack fodder, unfortunately. Let's play our journal. We are lacking in fodder. That's what we need to find. Another slick shot spotted. Land. Okay. Not what we need. Quantum Riddler. Draw 2 cards. Why is this thing a 4/6? I don't think we're winning this one. Okay, well, we drew one half of our thingamajig and not the other, which is a thing that can happen in decks like this. Alright, I think I want to board in a Day of Judgment. Maybe bring back in our 3rd Carrot Cake. And cut the stabs. They kill Slickshot Show Off, though, that's the thing. I think they're just better than Eaten Alive, honestly. Let's try this. Let's see, 53, yeah, looks like... we are 60 cards, right? Oh, okay, that's a 0 lander, so we mulligan that. Into 0 colorless lands. That's also a mulligan, unfortunately. Alright. Well, this is not a good hand, but we're not milling to 4. So we'll keep, we'll bottom. I don't know. Supervoid plus a Verge. It's a long way before we're going to be able to leverage the Supervoid. Alright, we will Boxies. Slickshot, Draycatcher. Spells. I think we will take... Yeah, this is pretty bad for us. I think we'll take one of these slick shots. Because we have a hard time killing them effectively with Strategic Betrayal. We draw a long goodbye? No. Torpor Orb. That's not really what we're looking for right now. Alright, they play both their creatures. We draw a Carrot Cake. It's a pretty good draw, actually. Make a bunny. Do we want another Carrot Cake? Probably not. And let's Strategic Betrayal. They sack the Slick Shot. Okay. Well, I find that creature scarier. They make 2 Drakes. We draw land. Okay. Planisphere. Opt. So we look for Day of Judgment now. That would be good to draw. Alright, let's make a bunny. Scry. Terminus to the bottom. Block. Umbral Collar. I think we're just gonna die, though. Yeah. Play the Umbral Collar. Pass. Planisphere. So we'll make a bunny. You can't actually kill any of their creatures. This is all chump blocking. We could double block this thing. I think we don't want them to get more... Like, it doesn't matter. We either find the sweeper here or we're dead, probably. Yep, I think that's what we're looking at. We either find Day of Judgment or we're dead. So, let's surveil. Nope, that's not it. Day of Judgment? Alright, GG's. Alright, so our final record was a 2-2-1 sort of half match. You know, there's a match where our Dimir opponent scooped after game 2. So a 2-2-1. I think this deck is really cool. I think there's a lot of cool stuff happening. I think we got to see the power of Sothera in a few situations in these matches. I think it's actually legitimately good. If you can get it to work, you can just completely lock your opponents out of having meaningful battlefields. Yeah, what would I change about the deck? You know, I'm going for a very control-y angle of like the build with cards like Ruthless Lawbringer, cards like, you know, Tarian's Journal, and even an Enduring Innocence. These are cards that you don't typically see in an Orzhov sacrifice deck. I think you could just play an Orzhov sacrifice deck and find 4 slots for Sothera. Just like, you know, take a tournament winning or 5. You could just take like a stock, known tournament winning or 5-0 Orzhov list and add this card, and it probably would be good in that deck. The adjustments you need to make are to make it a little bit better in the early game. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what I would change, but a better way to build this probably would be to just like look at some of the tournament winning Orzhov decks. They play more cards like Sephiroth. You know, they play like 4 of Greedy Freebooters. They have more 1-drops. Greedy Freebooters are good. That's something the deck could use, I think, actually. Greedy Freebooters, which are 1-mana 1/1s. When they die, you get a treasure token and you scry 1. Those are excellent sack fodder that helps you fix your draws and ramps you to the Supervoids. So I think overall, yeah, tweaking this to be more in line with how the aggressive Orzhov sacrifice lists are, but retaining the Supervoid is the way to go, instead of trying to go more control-y with the card selection. Seems like it'd be possible to run a mono black version. Mono black, the problem with mono black is you don't have access to all the best sack fodder. White really is excellent for providing you sack fodder, and the synergy between Voice of Victory, we didn't get to see it in this league, but I did it like when I was practicing. The synergy between Voice of Victory and Sothera is insane. So your mana would improve if you played only black. You would still have, you know, your Bloodghasts, you would have Infestation Sages, you would lose the best sack fodder, and you would also lose the excellent whiteboard sideboard cards. But it possibly could be worth exploring. But typically the sacrifice decks as they exist in Standard are Orzhov, because of like the good white cards and the synergy. You know, like Carrot Cake's just a really good card to have in a token deck. Although the Orzhov deck doesn't play this. So that is definitely another thought. You could just go mono black. But anyway, I think what you would want to do is make the deck more aggressive, more in line with the aggressive sacrifice decks, and just find 4 slots for Sothera. You probably don't need, like, actually those decks tend to run Raise the Past a lot, I think. I was looking at a list that ran like 4 Raise the Past. You could just straight swap out the Raise the Past for Sothera, or some number of them, because with the Sothera, you're getting creatures. You're getting your opponent's best creatures. So yeah, I think you probably could just straight swap Raise the Past for Sothera, or swap at least 2 of those plus 2 other cards for Sothera, and then you would have a brutal sacrifice deck where your opponent is sacrificing with you and you're still very aggro. But anyway, I like this build of Orzhov Supervoid control. I think it was cool. I think we got to do some really cool stuff, and I may or may not bring this back in like a leaner, more improved form. You know, we still got ran over a little bit by like aggressive draws from Izzet, and that's gonna happen. But I think like a more focused, a build that has like more 1-drops, like your typical Orzhov or black sacrifice decks, probably would be better against those decks too, because you just have more chump blockers and more sack fodder. So anyway, I liked Orzhov Supervoid control. Definitely made some bad plays that cost us a game or two, but I think the deck did what it did, and we demonstrated that this is a legit card. If you can get it to work, with the standard format going more creature heavy, I think it's really good against decks that rely on their creatures. It may not be the best against the Badger Mole Cub, because that deck goes super duper wide, and this card isn't the best against decks that go really wide. It's at its best against like Yuna, you know, decks like that, mid-range decks that play, you know, a few different super impactful, powerful cards, which there are definitely some in Standard. That's really where this deck shines. Anyway, I've been blabbing. I like the deck. I think it's cool. I think you could make it lower to the ground, more in line with like current sacrifice decks, and it would be better. Anyway, that's all I have to say about Orzhov Supervoid control in Standard. I hope you enjoyed watching me play this off-meta deck. If you did, and you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I stream MTG on my Twitch channel every Tuesday and Friday night. There's a link to the Twitch channel in the description if you want to come check out the action in real time. So I bid you all a good night. I will be out of town for Thanksgiving, so I'll be back next week for more live MTG, but I'll be posting stuff on YouTube. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving to you all. Have a great weekend. Talk to you later.